Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Joe, local streamer here, and today I figured, what the heck, I'll show you what I use to play when I play Cardfight Vanguard. So, to start us off today, we're going to play with my grade 1s. So, what I have here is for Dorant. I'll put you right there. Dorant, what he does is when a Blasted Arc Revenger goes in the same column as him, what he can do is he can unflip 1 damage, but with the exploit that Bouchard has approved of, you can put 2 Dorants together and put a Blasted Arc on top of either one, and you can choose to unflip 2 or use his effect for free practically. So it's very nice to use. And moving on to the next set of grade 1s, we got 4 Revenger Perfect Guards. Now, people like to say they like to use the G unflipping Perfect Guards, but I don't like them as much because I don't like the fact that my rear guards can be free to attack by the other Vanguard, who usually can get some extra effect off whether they want to hit or not. So I prefer to stick with these. It helps a lot, and it makes me think a little harder when I play the game. So moving on with those, we go to Transient Avenger Masquerade. These are the 7k grade 1s that go to 10k when they're attacking. So they're nice to have, decent little beat stick, nice booster. It helps to give me a little tiny bit of a rush during my grade 2 ride. Helps once in a while. And then moving on to the final bits of grade 1 are 2 Dark Card Trumpeters. Shut up, phone. And what they are is that if I have a Blaster Vanguard and it's G-Break 1, what I can do is Soul Blast 1 and Superior Call a grade 1 unit to the field. Usually most people are subjective about this card, but what I do is I like this one because it helps with field setup, and I can just pop it on the turn I summon it because I can either use it for Orgeyser or for Diablo plays. So it works out pretty well for me. Now, moving on to grade 2, what I like to have is Former Carts. Former Carts, reason being is that I like the ability to Superior Call consistently when I have the Legion turn going on, which I notice I get it very often. So he helps a lot with filling up field and milling out the deck as well. Very nice card to have. And moving on to the next set of 2s, I got my Avatar, Blasted Arc. Now this variation is Blasted Arc Revenger Abyss. What he does is, if you have a Revenger Vanguard, you counterblast 1, and you can retire a grade 1 or less from the field, whatever position it's in. I like this because it interferes with starters, and it interferes as well with other cards, like Laurels, or I think there's some other cards, but I can't think off the top of my head right now what they are, but it does help with getting rid of some certain boosters and cards that have really crazy effects. Now, the final bits of my grade 2 are my Avatar, once again, Blasted Arc Revenger. This guy, what he does is counterblast 2, retire anything in the front row. I like him primarily because I like the retire effect of getting rid of something, like an Interceptor. And also, I like the fact that it works with Dorant so well to help me set up for the Legion plays. So it helps really well with getting consistent countercharging, hence why I don't really feel I need to run the Perfect Guards, the G-Flippers. And moving on to the grade 3s, we are going to Mordred Phantom. Mordred Phantom, I love this break ride, still a very classic card. Basically what it is once you break ride on top of it, you counterblast 1, it gets plus 10,000, you Superior Call a grade 2 or less Shadow Paladin of your choosing, and it gets plus 5,000 till the end of turn. A nice play I like to do with him is basically break right on top of him with something, and then afterwards I get the Dark Card Trumpeter, so it would be a Blaster Vanguard, I apologize. So get Dark Card Trumpeter, Soul Blast 1, he gets plus 5, then bring in another grade 1. So for Counterblast 1, I get basically plus 2. So he works pretty good for a combo play. Granted, if I can get the break ride, that is. And the final bits of grade 3, we got Revenger Phantom Blaster Abyss. This guy, I'm sure everyone knows and loves, or hates, if you're choosing. What he does is, on the turn that you perform the Legion, you counterblast 2 after the attack, and retire 3 Revengers specifically, and then it restands. So it can keep triggers and keep supplying pressure. So it works really good on his own for putting cards back in the deck, as well as doing very aggressive plays when you're on break ride turn with this card. So he's a very nice card to have. Always very nice. And moving along to, I guess we'll go to the Stride deck. We have 2 Orgeyser Dragons. Very lovely card for Shadow Paladins. A great just first Stride to go into because it puts you a G-Break 2 right off the bat. His effect is, during his attack on Vanguard, you Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, flip a copy of itself, kill 2 Shadow Paladins, yes I said that in one breath, and you basically flip the top 2 cards of the deck and reveal them to your opponent. If they are grade 1 or less, then it gets 5,000 power for each check you get that's successful. So basically, you just plus 2, and then your triple drive, and it works very well. Then the next set, we have Ledoux. Ledoux, basically, solid card as well. Helps for a good final push if you're left with very little resources at the end. So you ditch that 1/3, you already have your Legion going, and what happens is you just get the card back because Blastmark Revenger Abyss is part of the Vanguard, and it's less than 10k, so this works. And it helps for extra little push. And then the other card is Revenger Drag Ruler Revenant. What he is basically, when you use him, his effect is once per turn, you retire a Revenger off the field, and then you superior call a grade 1 or less Revenger from the deck to the field. It gets +3, and he gets +3. I like him because he's a good tech play, because most people try to keep me at low counterblast. So what I like to do with him is to help set up and get my Resurgence back in the game with him. It gets an extra +3, so it's not bad. I mean, 29,000, it's an odd number, but it does help with getting a little extra push in there, and to help fix your field. And of course, we have to, with Shadow Paladin, for Phantom Blaster Diablo. Obviously, everyone hates this guy, but, you know, we need a trump card somewhere. So this guy, what he does is, during the attack, you... Oh, I'm sorry, let me repeat. Basically, during the turn, main phase, you have to counterblast one, flip a copy of himself. He gets plus 10,000 at critical. That stays the whole time. Now, the other effect is, during the attack, you have to kill 3 Shadow Paladins, and then, at that point, your opponent must kill 2 of theirs, or else they cannot guard from the hand whatsoever. So if they're left with 1 unit on the field, and you do this, basically you get a free attack in, no matter what. And you get an extra critical on top of it, which is pretty powerful. And a triple drive, so you get more criticals, you practically win the game at that point. And moving along to the triggers. Basically all Revenger triggers, mind you. There's, for the Angel critical, unfortunately I don't know the name offhand as I'm looking at this angle, Revenger Undead Angel. I like the look of this one, plus it's a foil critical, so I had to get it. In case you didn't see the theme of my deck, it is very foily. I like my foils. Shiny. So then, next one, we got the classic Grim Revenger. Basically from the trial deck. I just like the artwork on this one. It's very, very nice colors. That's why I kind of kept this one as opposed to like Air Ray Dragon. Personal preference. And then we go to 4 draw triggers. Freezing Revenger. Helps to have a little extra draw power, and yeah, it just helps to help grab whatever grade 3s you might be missing somehow, or anything else you might be needing otherwise. Draw triggers are always nice to have in this. And finally, of course, we got 4 Healing Revengers. Very nice card, I love the artwork, and it's just pretty all around. I just love the look of it, it's nice. Probably the brightest card in the deck, if anything, now that I think about it. Very blue. So now, we move on to the final piece, which is obviously the starter. And who is the starter? Full Bow Brave. My reason for Full Bow Brave as opposed to Judge Bow is because as much as I like Judge Bow with his effect where you can go in there and get 2 Shadow Paladins with the Swordbreaker play, I get that, I love that play, but the thing is I noticed over time I don't like the randomness of the draws you get. So with Full Bow Brave, what I like to do with him, when I can use him, is that it helps me fix the field, and it can help me get a blaster to my hand. So say if I ride Mordred, and I'm stuck on Mordred, I have to go back in and get a Phantom Blaster Abyss, because for most of the game, I may not even get that card at all. So this helps me get it to guarantee I'm going to break right into that card next opportunity I get. And with that, that concludes my deck, and I hope you enjoy it, and like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will catch you guys later, and I'll see you live on stream. Toodles!